Okay, I think I got one. I think I got one for you guys to see. Check this out. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Let me switch up the titles and we'll go. I don't know, Tessa. I'll be back. It literally sounds like they're just playing the same song over and over again. Or the same track, but I guess they're not. Alright, I'll be back. Bonus points if you can tell me what type of ship that is just by looking at the front battery. I'll be right back.
You have seen the manner in which a gun turret withstands aerial bombing. This certainly shows that the battleship is far from becoming obsolete. In spite of new forms of aerial attack, the battleship still performs a valuable function in both offense and defense. To damage a battleship, the attacking planes must hit a very small target while flying at high speed, probably in the teeth of a hail of anti-aircraft gunfire.
I think Chief is right,
Bombs
but I'll be
must
right
be
back.
dropped close alongside the ship and timed to explode underwater, a difficult thing to accomplish. An aerial bomb making a direct hit on the battleship gun turret does practically no damage. This structure is one of the strongest parts of the battleship, not only because it is so heavily armored, but because of its engineering design as well. The problem of turret design is one of enclosing a given space with the greatest protection and the least weight. Because the turret is subject to attack from any angle, we must have 4 strong sides. In the old days, when battles were fought at distances of less than 10,000 yards, and when there were no airplanes to drop bombs, the sides of the turret alone were enough. That's all they needed to protect the old forts. But today we must guard battleships against shells from 30,000 yards and over. And against enemy airplanes. So we must put a strong top on the turret. We need a cover, not only to protect against direct hits, but also to strengthen the entire turret. A box-like structure with only 4 sides has little strength, but by adding a top and a bottom, we increase its strength as a unit, and the strength of the sides as well. A flat top, such as we have here, is not as strong weight for weight as we should like. So we take a tip from the builders in other lines. When Mother Nature makes a natural bridge, she isn't trying to get the strongest construction, but sometimes she does build a perfect arch. And that's something man has been imitating for thousands of years. When man first started to build arches, he leaned 2 stones together like this. But as man's skill increased, he learned to build curved arches. The arch has always appealed to builders because of its beauty and because of its practical value. Today, as in ancient times, the arch is widely used for decoration in beautiful buildings and where great strength is required. Up to this point, we have considered the arch only as a way to support weight over 2 points. But if we spin an arch like this, we have a special kind of arch, which we call a dome. The dome covers an area instead of 2 points. The dome is extremely useful in architecture, when a large area must be covered and protected, and when striking beauty is desired. All over this round world, the strongest and most beautiful structures have their finest expression in the dome. In our turret, we utilize the principle of the dome when we put on the rounded top to strengthen the 4 sides. Any blows on the top are now transferred to the sides, and the strength of the entire structure increased. Also, we achieve greater strength in the corners by rounding them. As a result of this design, the turret is almost invulnerable. In all probability, it will withstand far more violent attacks than it will ever meet in service.
Of course, an automobile is not a gun turret, and the motorist is not a gunner's mate. But when automobile engineers design a body for a modern motor car, they're up against some of the same problems that are nightmares to the gun turret designer. He's concerned about protection against severe shocks and strains, and so are they. The difference is that automobile engineers want to protect drivers and passengers rather than the armament of a gun turret. In the up-to-date motor car, the sides, top, and the bottom are all tied together for strength and rigidity, and the top is rounded in a solid steel dome-like construction just like a modern gun turret. This gives greater strength at every point. Any strain on the top is distributed evenly over the entire body. This solid steel safety has been made possible by modern manufacturing methods and up-to-date equipment. The largest and most powerful presses in the world shape this new top. Giant machines weld the top, the sides, and the bottom into one strong, solid unit. Then the inside is covered with heavy insulation. This not only gives protection against heat and cold, but it also soundproofs the body. But not all automobile bodies are built like this. Until very recently, body construction hadn't changed much from the days when Granddad went a-courting in the old horse-drawn buggy. To make a top for one of these old buggies, you stretched a cloth canopy over some slats. The detachable weatherproof curtains came later, and everybody thought they would solve the problem, but they didn't. We have come a long way since the days when a buggy was the last word in transportation, but the tops of even modern cars have, until just recently, remained pretty much the same. Roofs were of fabric, supported on slats, or even on wire mesh screens. But now, that is all past history. The solid steel turret top has solved all these problems and has brought a lot of other advantages too. Now we have steel at the top and bottom too. One single seamless unit that provides the greatest beauty, strength, and safety in the turret top body of your new car. Now, let's look at an actual experience that shows how the turret top in your car stands up under a bombardment in peacetime driving. Captain Bob Ward, one of the greatest death-defying stunt drivers ever to sit behind the wheel of an automobile, has such complete confidence in the engineering principles of solid steel construction and dome design that he is about to perform a feat never before accomplished or even attempted by anyone, anywhere. Take it away, Captain.
Watch yourself, Bob. Okay, boys. Thanks a lot. Watch yourself, Bob. Okay, boys. Thanks a lot.
In the manufacture of Brunswick tires, each cord is drawn from its individual spool. Guided by thousands of tiny eyelets, the cords are carried through a specially conditioned room where the temperature and moisture are strictly maintained to preserve full strength and elasticity of the cords. The manufacture and processing of the insulated cord construction is far more costly than the processing of ordinary pick fabric. Here, each cord must be held in positive position until it passes through huge calendars and formed into a wide sheet of ply stock containing 1,800 cords, thoroughly and evenly coated with a special rubber compound. The rubber used for this ply stock is so compounded that it possesses high anti-friction properties, which give further protection against internal friction and wear. The angle of the cords in the ply stock is an important factor in the life of the tire, because a definite angle is necessary to give proper balance to the body plies. In order to assure the correct angle and exact width of the plies, this enormous cutting machine is used. Accurate to a fraction of an inch, the strips are carried to the tire room individually on an immense system of conveyors. Another important part of a tire is the bead. The wire used has a breaking strength of 280,000 pounds per square inch. Each strand is thoroughly insulated with a special rubber compound, then automatically formed into a circular band. The spliced ends are taped, and on another machine are covered with a special rubberized fabric. This fabric covering is called the flipper. It's used to anchor the bead to the body of the tire. Another long, safe mileage feature of Brunswick tires is its famous safe and efficient tread. In order to produce this tough, wear-resisting tread stock, 7 different ingredients are blended in with the highest grade of raw rubber obtainable. Each ingredient is accurately weighed before it is mixed in the huge Banbury mixing machines. These machines mix 800 pounds at a time, and then dump the batch to a conveyor belt which carries it to a series of large cylindrical rolls called mills for further mixing with additional compounds. These mills not only mix the rubber, but knead it as well, much as bread dough is kneaded before baking. Another mill heats and prepares the stock, cutting it into a large, thick, continuous ribbon before it is fed into a machine which forms it into proper shape in width and thickness. Here it begins to look something like a tire tread as it travels along a 300-foot conveyor to be cooled, weighed, and checked. A special compound of adhesion gum is next applied and thoroughly rolled onto the underside of the raw tread strip. This layer later becomes a part of the double shock absorber unit, which provides the positive adhesion between the tread and the carcass. At the end of this long conveyor is an automatic cutting machine, which measures out and cuts the tread stock into the exact length required for different sized tires. Further check, however, is made on the weight of each strip of tread stock to assure proper balance to the tire. If the weight is off a fraction of an ounce, the strip is rejected. In the tire building room, the components are assembled. Plies, beads, flippers, tread stock, finishing strips, and double shock absorber units made ready for tire builders. Skillful operators with years of training and with equipment of the most modern type. This cylindrically shaped machine is called a drum. Each ply is rolled accurately and smoothly into place, one ply at a time. A system of rollers shape the plies to the drum and press out all air pockets between the plies in order to produce positive union of all parts of each ply. After the second ply is rolled down, the beads are placed on each side. The flipper strips surrounding the beads are securely fastened to the edges of this second ply, and the edges of the body fabric are lapped over the beads, locking them firmly into the body of the tire. The additional plies of cord fabric are then added one by one until the carcass is completely built up and prepared for the tread stock. One of the most common causes of premature tire failures and blowouts is the separation of the carcass and the tread. In order to eliminate this hazard, Brunswick has developed the double shock absorber unit. That's the center unit being applied. It consists of 2 extra layers of cord material treated and coated with a special cushion compound, which not only ensures positive adhesion of carcass and tread, but also protects the body of the tire from high-speed road shocks by absorbing and distributing them over a wide area of carcass. Double shock absorber is an exclusive Brunswick feature and found only in Brunswick Super Service tires. The 2 black strips at the sides are chafing strips. They protect the lower sidewalls of the tire from rim chafing and keep the flexing action of the sidewalls evenly distributed above the point of rim contact. The thick, tough tread stock is next placed smoothly and evenly over the entire carcass, the ends spliced securely together. It is rolled firmly and pressed to the carcass by the rollers at the bottom of the drum. When it's removed from the building drum, it's in the form of a hollow cylinder. It doesn't actually look like a tire until it's shaped in the forming box. Now here the tire is prepared for the mold. A heavy rubber tube called a water bag is placed inside the assembled tire in the forming box. A quick application of heat, and the tire is shaped to fit the curing molds. In the curing of a tire, heat and pressure should be applied uniformly to the inside as well as the outside of the tire. Otherwise, the rubber coating of the inner plies would be of a different consistency than the rubber of the outer plies. With the Brunswick hydro curing process, the tire receives a thorough, even cure throughout. Because after the tire is placed into the mold and the top half of the mold clamped down, it's lowered into a huge boiler or vulcanizer, and a fitting is attached to the water bag inside the tire. 28 molds are placed in each vulcanizer, each mold fitted with a water connection. A hydraulic ram gradually lowers the molds as they're placed. The water fittings interlock, forming a pipeline. When the vulcanizer is closed, water at a temperature of 300 degrees Fahrenheit and at a pressure of 240 pounds to the square inch is forced in the water bags inside the tires. At the same time, steam temperature of 300 degrees Fahrenheit is applied to the outside of the molds in the vulcanizer. The temperature and pressure of the water in the water bags, the steam in the vulcanizer, the hydraulic pressure on the ram, and the curing time are all accurately controlled from one central point by automatic regulation. The slow baking process gives an even cure throughout the tire and induces full adhesion of carcass and tread, not obtained where air is used in the bag, and the curing is done from the outside of the molds alone. As soon as the tires are cured, they're cooled by flushing the molds with cold water to prevent any possibility of over-curing. Removed from the vulcanizers to a long conveyor system. The molds are cracked open and the tires removed. In the finishing room, they're sprayed with tire paint, trademarked, striped, and balanced, then put through a rigid inspection test. In spite of the thoroughness, the constant check during each phase of manufacture, every tire is thoroughly inspected inside and out. No blemish or imperfection is overlooked. Every tire must check with the exacting specification set for it. Specification set by one of the most outstanding groups of research engineers and chemists in the industry. In the research laboratory, there's a constant quest for the better than best. Day after day, the search for new developments and product innovations is diligently carried on. Anticipating the needs of tomorrow, new formulas, new compounds are developed in a miniature factory. Toy-like in comparison to the huge equipment of the plant, but exact in detail are the Banbury mixing machines, mills, calendars, and vulcanizers. Here, small experimental batches of rubber are carefully compounded, mixed in miniature mills, rolled into sheets on small calendars, and cured in tiny ovens. Samples of these cured sheets of rubber compound are tested for their strength, stretch, elasticity, and resistance to wear. Every new compound is also tested for flexibility and its resistance to heat, set up by friction. Ply stock is experimented with and studied just as thoroughly. Each component part receives its share of attention. Samples of cord are weighed and flexed on specially constructed devices both before and after they're conditioned in experimental ovens. Stretch and breaking points of cords are constantly being checked and charted on tensile strength machines. This laboratory checks not only experimental materials, but samples of all raw materials used in production as well. Sections of carcass and tread welded together or vulcanized by various experimental methods and compounds are flexed and tormented by specially designed flexing machines to determine their adhesive properties. Other tensile strength machines are used for a pull test to measure the number of pounds necessary to tear the tread from the carcass. This test proves the positive adhesion attained in Brunswick Super Service tires by the double shock absorber unit, not only on a cold pull test, but on heat tests as well. There's a section of the laboratory known as the torture chamber. It's aptly named, because a tire that will run this gauntlet of tire-destructing mechanisms and survive truly earns its right to be called one of the finest tires ever built. Here is a Brunswick Super Service inflated to a pressure 4, 5, 6 times its regular inflation point. Pressure is forced into it until it bursts. The men conducting these tests are protected by heavily insulated partitions. Pound by pound, water is forced into the tube under pressure, inflating the tire to 200 pounds or more until something must give.
Dude.
Under this terrific
That's
pressure,
a bias ply.
the steel bead snapped, but the tire itself did not blow out.
Bro.
Another device is used to test the possible injury to a tire as a result of hitting into curbs or road obstructions. A tire is mounted on a heavily weighted steel rim and dropped on an iron cleat. This is repeated many times, with the tire at many degrees of underinflation, in an effort to penetrate the protecting wall of the double shock absorbing unit. On the Sprague machine, the ordinary tire doesn't last very long, because here is a test that compares only with the continuous run at incredibly high speeds over the roughest possible roads for thousands of miles without a stop. The tires are forced against a large dynamometer wheel at carload weights. The rough surface provides traction for the tires, which pull against the dynamometer load. Heavy iron cleats fastened to the large wheel pound the tire incessantly throughout the run. For the equivalent of thousands of miles, these tires are driven on and on for days at a time. Imagine the heat generated in the tires with an incessant pounding of the cleats, and every part of the tire pounding and flexing about 2,000 times a minute. The heat of the run expands the air inside the tire, forcing even greater pressure against the dynamometer wheel. Under these conditions, an ordinary tire soon fails. But the Brunswick Super Service, when put to this test, proves definitely its resistance to destructive high-speed flexing by running continuously for the equivalent of 10,000 miles without failure. Comparative tests are made against competitive tires to determine the degree of heat set up inside the tires when run on the Sprague machine. Thermal couplings are used to measure the internal heat set up under varying degrees of speed and load pressure. And tires that are built with pick fabric plies show a much higher temperature under the tread than the Brunswick Super Service, with its insulated cord construction. Even when run in heat rooms, where the temperature is kept at 115 degrees, Brunswick Super Service tires have passed the Sprague test with no sign of failure. But the most dramatic test of all is the pile driver. Here, a heavily weighted steel wedge is suspended over the tire. Guided by smoothly polished and greased runners, it's drawn up a tall shaft to a height of 90 feet. And that's the height of a 7-story building. When this steel wedge reaches the top, it's released. And gathering tremendous velocity in its downward plunge, this destructive force strikes the tire with terrific impact, sometimes rebounding 30 feet or more.
Go at throttle.
No ordinary tire can possibly withstand this pile driver test.
Lavy.
After each test in the torture
right.
chamber, the tires are sent to the dissection room of the laboratory.
I think I'm good.
The
fellas.
tires are cut down, ply
Is
by
Brunswick
ply,
tire
studied
still
for
around?
possible signs of injury or failure. If a tire fails,
I'm not sure.
the cause of failure is immediately determined. The final test of a tire is on the road.
Cool.
Under actual operating conditions, Brunswick is one of the few companies in the industry that maintains a large fleet of test cars and trucks. This test fleet proves conclusively the long, safe mileage built into Brunswick tires. Day after day, week after week, Brunswick tires are subjected to every condition of road surface and speed. Over smooth highways, uphill and down, over rough roads and bumps that few drivers ever encounter.
Cool.
Accurate records of mileage and speeds are diligently kept. The tires are shifted and rotated around each wheel every 300 miles so that wear conditions are uniform. Now, these tests are continuous, with time out
You never
only
get
for
tired of these
refueling or
videos?
change of drivers, running 24 hours a day, carrying on through the night in all kinds of weather. These tests are ultimate proof of the performance, quality, and safety of Brunswick Super Service tires.
Look, you know the director at the end of this was like, we need a shot at night. And the camera guy was like, bro, what do you want me to do with the exposure? And he's like, well, just shoot it at night. You can't see anything. It's nighttime. No. Overexpose it. It'll be fine. All right, Brunswick tire. Let's see. Brunswick tire. You said Brunswick Corporation? You can now start the LA sub building part. Cool, Alex, thank you. No, not bookmark, dang it. In the early 20th century, Brunswick expanded the product line to include such products as toilet seats, automobile tires, and phonographs. Cool. What do they do now? Today, Brunswick has more than 13,000 employees operating in 24 countries. Brunswick owns major boating brands including Sea Ray, Boston Whaler, Bayliner, Mercury Marine, Atwood Lund, Crestliner, Mastervolt, Motor Guide, Harris Pontoons, Freedom Boat Club, Prince Craft, Heyday, Lowe, Uttern, Quicksilver, and Seazone. Wow. Okay. Jeez. But do they still make tires? I don't think so. I don't think they do. I don't think they do anymore, man. That's crazy, though. These old videos are really cool. That's from a YouTube channel called U.S. Auto Industry. It shows that it shows a lot of old automotive films that are, what's that thing where the copyright expires? I forget what it's called. But yeah, we can watch all of them. They're public. They've entered the public domain. That's what it's called. Sorry. Yeah, they've entered the public domain, so we can watch all of them. It's pretty cool. I looked into it. A lot of them are Jam Handy videos, and yeah, Jam Handy videos are public resource. Somebody tried to copyright them I think it was in the 80s or something, and they said, nah, put them in the public resource, and they did. So yeah, we can watch them, which is really cool. Makes you want to get back into Stormworks. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Welcome to Space News, everybody. Let's see what we got. This is a Spaceflight Now tweet that's coming from Spaceflight Now, and I wanted to show you guys that. Rolex 24 is going on right now, which is pretty cool. Makes you want to get back into Stormworks building boats. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. So, the Cosmos SkyMed mission, CSG-2, or Cosmos Second Generation, CSG, is scheduled for about an hour away. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll find out. It was scheduled, and then Weather said no. They've already moved it. Here, let's check. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's right. We saw this during Minecraft. And then Starlink 4.7 on Monday. Yep. No days off. I gotta be careful. Doing that, dude. You still have nothing else to do, though. I need days off. I gotta go clean off Tough Enough. I gotta go get the snow off of it. I can't let all the snow just sit around in my buddy's construction yard. I gotta get it out and I gotta move it. And then there's another, 87 is on the second NRL, the L-87 mission. Jeez. Okay. At what launch rate will you start dropping launches? Driados, I kind of already do. If it's not like a super high profile launch and it's not SpaceX, I usually just say nah. I don't know, dude. I don't know what happens. I've only missed one SpaceX launch since 2013, and that was the Lucy mission. I did sleep through Lucy. I think I slept through a Starlink mission. One of them. That's no problem, Taylor. You helped. You helped enough. Yeah, Lucy was Atlas, which I did sleep through, and then I missed another Starlink. So, yeah, was it Dart, Sean? I'm sorry, my head is killing me today. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I've rarely missed SpaceX launches. If it's from China, I don't care. Kyron, it's not that I don't appreciate what they're doing. It's just that whole stage thing really pisses me off. So, yeah. So tomorrow at 6, that's during the football games. Of course it is. It's just so you could say supersonic retro propulsion, isn't it? It's cool, Driados, and more people need to know about it. I was mad. Serious. I don't like... Dude, I'm telling you, the end of 2021 really got away from me, guys. Badly. Like, I was like hours late for streams. Just the holidays got really, really nuts. Now it's fine, you know, it's okay. It's not as big of a deal. I'm back to doing okay, and I've been building up to get back to playing KSP and stuff, etc., etc. But yeah, right now my head's killing me. I was up super, super late. I was up super, super late shoveling snow in an attempt to try and mitigate it, but yeah, it really... You were streaming 15 plus hours a day for months. Relax. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we did... That's right. We did quarantine streams. I did quarantine streams till the end of 2021. From February 2020 to, like, December of 2021. Oh. We saw this, DNF, yeah. Bro, that's so cool. Oh no, that's new footage. That's new footage, dude. We haven't seen that. Let's flip this on here. Let's flip this on. Let's see what we got here.
Słychać, że nie widać.
Bruh. Yeah, baby! Oh, damn, that thing is big.
No, jak pięknie wyciął mgłę.
That's nuts, dude. That is nuts. What a big plane. Cut the fog, dude. Look at all the wake turbulence. That's literally wake turbulence visualized. This is all disturbed air right here, and this isn't. Wow. That's so cool. Dude, I thought this was the footage we saw from the other day. This is different footage. Do it again, do it again, do it again. All right, link it up, DNF. Bruh. That is a big mother. Look at the size of that thing.
No, jak pięknie wyciął mgłę.
That's nuts, dude. The thing is freaking huge. Wow. I gotta see it one more time. I gotta see it one more time.
Słychać, nie widać.
Yeah, Rocket, you can see him. Yeah, there's the... Oh, that's so cool. Dude, look at him. Oh, that's so cool. Rick and Boris, that's so awesome. Yeah, right? Yeah, right, Tessa? I swear I'm seeing a glitch in the Matrix, yep. Elon is rule 8ing again? Yeah. Has that plane ever transported something like a rocket? Is that a serious question? Alleviate? I can't tell. I mean... You're being serious. I mean... You could say that. Yeah, that would be a fair thing to say. Yeah, man, of course. Why do you think it was made? Oh, for God's sake. Yep. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it was built for rockets, man. That's why it was built. It was built to move around, Buran. Vic from Le Bourget. Buran. Oh. Hello, gorgeous. Oh. You're gonna need to... Excuse me. What? Sorry. Yeah. Mriya. Mriya? M-R-I-Y. Mriya. Well, it's Y-A, I guess. And then... Buran. Yeah. I mean, I know the names, but... Soda's like, man, what? Yeah, and then there, yeah, here's its sister ship. Yep. There it goes. She's big, isn't she, Dodo? Mikhail Raisa Ilja. Interesting. Nice tractors. There is Alleviate, yeah. It's the same size as the shuttle pop, yeah. They're about the same size. What happened to the Buran program? Economic troubles, and we'll just leave it at that. Well, firework. The Soviet Union collapsed. December 25th, 1991. They folded. They said, "Screw it. It's not worth trying to maintain this big of a union." And Gorbachev pulled the plug. He resigned as General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union on December 25th, 1991, and they couldn't... It would be like... So think of it like this. It would be like if Florida was trying to support the space shuttle program by itself. Maybe it could do it, but probably not. Mikhail as in Gorbachev. Raisa was his wife. Oh, interesting, Demetko. I didn't know that. New vice grip, independence on the dyno. Oh, don't tell me that. Apparently, Chinese investors are looking at doing it, but all kinds have said they would never have. Both economic troubles and another program that suffers from building a vehicle for the sake of building the vehicle without a clear goal. They built that because America was building the shuttle and they wanted similar capability but without a clear goal like the ISS or any other STS program promises. But the space shuttle could have had a goal. It could have had a goal, damn it! Ugh, it's so aggravating. Wait, you're supposed to have a goal when you do stuff? Yep. The shuttle would have more duct spy sats? Yeah. The general purpose vehicle. But because the shuttle was kind of a general purpose vehicle, it just generally became pretty not really good at anything. It's good. It's kind of good at everything. I just go outside and light money on fire. Yep. I've learned recently that after Challenger, the shuttle was forbidden to deploy a commercial satellite as a primary mission. Try to make it affordable with that. A lot of mistakes were made, Thrawn, after that. A lot of mistakes were made after Challenger. Yeah. Yeah. If they kept the shuttle, would they start making new versions of it as it goes? That's what they should have done. That's what they should have been doing. One of the best openings in a book. Statistical mechanics. Yep. Nope. It's not going to fatigue, Tessa. It's never going to move around something as big as the freaking Buran. So you could put whatever you want in that thing. It's never gonna mess up. I mean, it's not going to fatigue. It's under fatigue. It's under fatigue carrying like 20, 30 tons of cargo. I think that's the reason why the 225 has been flying for so damn long. Because think about it, dude. Think about what we know about load factor on wings, and then think about what that thing's designed to move on top of that. Dude, that thing isn't fatiguing for a long time. Right? Read the highlighted part. Yeah, I saw it, Lemfond, yeah. That Antonov 225 can carry 150 tons. She's a beast. Now, Nemetko, what did you link up here? Let's see. What did you link up here? What is this? Oh. Oh, I know what that is. Bruh. The alligator. What is the paint job? What is that paint job? What the frick is that? It's a xenomorph paint job on a hind. Oh, that's so freaking cool, dude. Oh, that's so BA. I love it. Love it. That's so cool. Yo, bro. What the frick, man? Oh my god. That is awesome. What in the frick? Dude, that's legit creepy. Holy crap. Look, it's holding the freaking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is happening here? That looks sick, dude. What in the frick? Here we go. That's the noise you want to hear. Spool them turbo shafts. Wait, no, it's not a Xeno. What is this? Why is there a panther drift? Trisket. Oh, that thing is cool. Okay. Yep. All right. That's okay. So this has a pilot, a co-pilot, and a gunner. So Hellbore Hinds are kind of half gunship, half transport. There's really nothing like that in Western. In like Western armies, you really don't see anything like the Hind. It's like if you took an Apache helicopter and a Huey and you combined them into one thing. So like I know that there are Huey gunships, right? Like there's UH-1Ys, like the Venom and stuff. I know there's Huey gunships, but the Huey gunships have the passenger compartment full of guns. That's why it's called gunship, right? This thing can legit carry. It can carry 8 fully armed troops, and it's a gunship. So, like, you can go drop troops off, right? And then you circle, and then you can provide air support for the troops that you just dropped off. It's a pretty damn smart idea. It's not the worst idea in the world. So the Hind isn't really. It's not a gunship. It's not an attack helicopter. It's not a transport helicopter or a slick. It's nothing. There's no equivalent. It's kind of a combination of everything. We don't have the division on attack and transport helicopters in the military, unlike the West. Only one helicopter. Yeah, it does everything. That thing is, it's cool. Vasi, I think that's a really good idea for spec ops and stuff. That's really smart. I will say that's a pretty smart way of doing things. Can you imagine that pulling alongside your Cessna? I'd be like, okay. Yeah, it's half gunship, half transport. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool helicopter. 2016 Tiger meat, so it's painted as a tiger, but in the style of Geiger's Alien. Oh, okay. Cool. Some new Defiant X footage dropped. Oh, cool. I have to check that out. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is... It has a titanium bathtub around the pilot and the gunner. It's like... Because, like, think about it, okay? You go and you drop some troops off, right? And helicopters are super susceptible to small arms fire when you're dropping troops down. They're super vulnerable when they're on the ground. Not so much when they're in the air, right? So this thing is an armored box that it's like a flying tank. That's what people call it. Or I'd say a flying APC would probably be the right way to say that. So this thing comes in, it lands, it drops off troops, right? And then it takes off, and when it's taking off, it can support those troops with the guns. Like I said, it's a smart idea. And this thing it's designed for close air support. It's a gun, so it's kind of like a gunship in that regard, but we don't, like I said, we don't have anything like this. It lands, can drop eight guys off. Those 8 guys go and do their thing, and if they get under fire, you literally have an artillery platform waiting for them when they fight. Like I said, not the worst way to think about it. Yeah, it's like an A-10, a hovering A-10 troop transport. She's a beast, man. Hinds are really cool. That's why I like them so much. Because we really don't have anything like that. It's really, really interesting way of thinking about it. Like, you could tell some thought was really put into this, you know? Give it a Gao 12 and 40 millimeter Bofors. Well, that's a 20 mil cannon on the front. Actually, that one might be 50 cal. I'm not sure. I think it's 20 millimeter. 20 millimeter 3-barrel. So, I mean, she's a beast, dude. They're cool helicopters. The only issue is you can't do both at once, so you become vulnerable when you're dropping off. That's why it's armored up, Idas. So, Ida's what happens if you send 2 of these things. So you send 2, one covers the other while it drops off troops, and then that one takes off and covers the other when it drops off troops. So, like I said, it's really smart. That's not a bad way of doing things. It's really not the stupidest idea. The thing is that Heinz don't have the best battle record because when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, they were using the military as a police force, and that didn't really end well. History repeats itself. So, yeah, the Heinz didn't really get the respect that they deserve, which pisses me off because they're a good design. It's a good helicopter. I mean, guys, this thing can carry all the rockets, man. Like, all of the rockets. This thing has like 6 weapons pylons on it. I mean, look at this. Weren't the helis in the end of Red Dawn Heinz too? They're supposed to look like them, yeah. Like I said, it's a flying tank. We invaded Afghanistan. The U.S. invaded Afghanistan because the Soviets did? No. So, Firework. The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan because they were worried about Western people. Like, they were worried that they would have a capitalist uprising in Afghanistan in the late 70s. So they invaded them because they were losing influence there, right? They invaded them. And from 79 to 89, the Soviet Union occupied Afghanistan. And they tried to win hearts and minds of people in the country to, try and harbor their influence, like keep their influence in like Asia Minor. And then what the US did was we supplied the Mujahideen, so the resistance fighters, the freedom fighters, we supplied them with Stinger missiles and stuff. Because screw you, Soviet Union, because they did the same to us in Vietnam. So we did the same to them. And it was basically useless endeavor. Soviet Union pulled out in 1989. And yeah, that caused a huge power vacuum in Afghanistan, a big power vacuum. And the Taliban ended up taking over by the mid-90s. There's a huge civil war. And then they ended up taking over, and then we accused them of harboring terrorists in 2001. And we invaded in 2002, and we all know how that story ended. Don't invade Afghanistan. That's the motto here. Okay. So you know how everybody says don't invade Russia in the winter? Let's just add don't invade Afghanistan to that list. Just don't do that. No, don't do that. Well, there you go, goalie. That's nice. Yeah, don't do that. Every single time Afghanistan has been invaded by somebody, they always lose. No one's ever conquered it, ever. I'm serious. Go look at history. Nobody's ever done it. Alexander tried to do it. Persian Empire, he tried to do it. Long way down the road, the Brits tried to do it. It didn't work. The Soviets tried to do it. It didn't work. We tried to do it. It didn't work. Don't do that. The Mughals did it? Who's that? Oh, not the Mongols did it. Yes. Mughals did it, but they're Mongols. So they did it once. I mean, the Soviets could if they just nuked them. I mean, sure. Kandahar is named for Alexander. There you go. Huh. Add that to the list of countries that you don't invade. Don't invade countries with blue and white flags. Yep. So, yeah, that's the story. Yeah, so Heinz don't really get the respect they deserve. It's a good helicopter. It's very smart design. Like I said, the closest we have to that over here would be a UH-1Y. So, the UH-1Y is something that the Marines used, and it's basically, or the Marines use, and it's basically a super kitted out Huey. It's like, it's a very, very hot rodded Huey helicopter, and it's designed for fire support and dropping off troops, and it has all the bells and whistles on it from the Cobra. Yeah, well, goalie, a military isn't a police force. Your main fighting force is not a police force. You know why? Because they make things called military police that are designed to do that. So if you go and try to hold any country with your military and try to use your military as a police force, it usually doesn't end well. It's not just us. But yeah, it is what it is. The Heinz are awesome though. Really, really, really cool ship. Anyway, so SpaceX is scrubbed till tomorrow. Interesting here is that Spaceflight Now has a picture of the Starlink mission that's on 39A. Check this out. Fellas, it really looks just kind of like a run-of-the-mill Falcon 9, except for the, it's got a shiny bit going on up there. I don't know what that's about. Thomas, any ideas? It looks like they have an added thermal protection system up on top of the fairing. SpaceX scrubbed past 2 days in a row. Heat shield, yeah. Kind of looks like a hollow point. Or it looks like a pen. You know what? Yeah. The hollow point. Pen. We'll go with pen. Yeah, pen is probably better. This is way bigger than the normal shiny heat shield as well. Yeah. Yeah, that booster was a Falcon Heavy side booster. They retooled it for Falcon 9. Yeah, it has a lot more of that stuff up on the front. Partially reused fairing? I don't know. Maybe? This is an unknown booster? Which one is just a fancier hat, boss? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Wait, so, no, CSG-2 is the Falcon Heavy fairing. Or the Falcon Heavy booster, excuse me. Guys, once again, my head is killing me today. This is Starlink 47. That's right, it's not CSG-2. What flight number for this booster? Bossy, I would assume it's up there. Look at how charred that thing is. Boss, do we know what's the SN on that booster? I don't know. He's cooked. Very nice. Very nice. That booster looks brand new. It's brand spanking new. It's got new tires on it. Wait, what? Fairing is used, but it wouldn't be this shiny up top. Yeah, not sure. I'd have to look into it. Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. It's all good. How you doing, man? Everything good? I'm curious if the cold weather in Florida will still have any issues that SpaceX should be worried about tonight because it's supposed to be below freezing. They're launching tomorrow. Even I'm losing track. Boss, I gave up on this in like, I think, when did I just stop? I remember that the Bangabundu booster, the first Block 5 was 1046, and then I just stopped after that. I stopped when Block 5 came out. I'm just like, nah, these things are going to fly so much, it's not even, I'll just wait till the webcast. The difference is this shiny one all around. Yeah, I know. It's got more of the shiny stuff on it. Busy, but making big progress this year. Launch. Lots of launches coming back to back. Yeah. I've heard things, man. Let's just put it to you. Well, boss, not to you. We'll put it to the rest of the chat. We'll put it to the rest of the chat like this. You remember, like, in July of last year, SpaceX kind of just stopped launching things for a little while. And we didn't see really a lot of Falcon 9 launches pick up until like December. November, December. That gap was there for a reason. SpaceX Reddit says it's 1060.10. Cool. Has to be launch heating? I don't know, goalie. Maybe I would guess entry heating, but I don't know. The range was closed for the summer core, but it opened back up in late August, September, and October. We didn't see really a lot of Starlink launches for a long time, dudes. It's because SpaceX was tooling up for newer Starlink satellites, and yeah, this year is going to get nuts. She's going to get nuts. They were building up steam. And now the floodgates are pretty much open because we have 3 Falcon 9s poised on 3 different pads going to launch in the next 3 days, which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't hate that. Yeah, Smirk's interesting. Yeah, shiny. Very shiny. Very shiny. This is 1061.6. Ah, only 6 flights. Whatever. Only 6 flights. Alright. FAA needs to approve some stuff, then it's full speed ahead. Yeah, firework, don't go barking up the FAA's tree. SpaceX's pad isn't finished. The Starship pad ain't done, so who cares? I want to ride this. What's that? Alright. Okay. Nice. And before it's just 304L to test re-entry for Super Heavy since it won't do a re-entry burn. Yeah. Snow launch? Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny. Ugh. It's not funny. Dark's Link is actually really cool. They're scale ships. They're scaled ships? Wait, really? I thought that was just a canoe. Smirks. They're scaled ships that handle like the real thing, used for training. Really? Like I said, I thought that was just a canoe with a container ship. Currently active Falcon boosters. Oh, sweet. Cool. Yep, actual trainers. Oh, man, now I want one. Oh, that's actually really freaking cool. Now I want one of these. What if that the fairing top material is the stainless steel blend? I don't know, maybe. Those are heavy ships with weak motors to simulate the real thing. What? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. This is awesome. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. Look at the little mini ship. It's got a little mini tug. It's got a little mini tug. Oh my god, that's the best. Oh my goodness, it's got a little mini tugboat. Little mini tugboat. This is great. I want one. That's so cool. This is a little mini tugboat. Bro, that's so cool. Oh, I want one. Oh, that's so neat. Alright. Kem, what do you got? Alright, let's get back into space news. That's amazing. Alright. What is this? Okay. So this is the director of MPO Energomash. What is it? Igor. Ah, I got it. He talks a lot, but they show cool shots from the factory. right, let's see. Igor Arbazov.
Работала слаженно.
They got better video. Is that the YouTube version of the same vid? All right, let's see.
Предприятие перешло полностью на цифровое производство и на цифровое
You linked it
проектирование,
yesterday.
что дает для того, чтобы безусловно
How did I
выполнять
miss this?
все обязательства перед нашими заказчиками.
Oh.
Ключевыми событиями отрасли, в которых мы принимали участие, были вся команда по Энергомаш работала слаженно, выполняла свои задачи, и нам удалось добиться серьезных успехов. Во-первых, мы выполнили обязательства перед нашими заказчиками. Мы продолжали развивать те проекты, которые сегодня являются для предприятия ключевыми и очень важными.
Whoa! Did you see that press? That's sick.
Это проекты по созданию, по реконструкции испытательной базы, совершенствованию технического вооружения наших цехов, по совершенствованию технологий. В результате я могу сказать, что мы продвинулись очень серьезно в реализации этих проектов. Практически завершен проект по созданию цифрового пространства на предприятии, и предприятие перешло полностью на цифровое производство и на цифровое проектирование, что дает возможность для того, чтобы безусловно выполнять все обязательства перед нашими заказчиками. Ключевыми событиями отрасли, в которых мы принимали участие, были следующие. Прежде всего, это, конечно, пуски ракет-носителей космического назначения, в которых применялись двигатели, спроектированные в НПО «Энергомаш» и изготовленные на нашем предприятии. Таких пусков было 22. Кроме этого, в 4 пусках ракет-носителей «Атлас» в Соединенных Штатах Америки применялись наши двигатели. В 2 пусках ракет-носителей «Антарес» тоже применялись наши двигатели. Таким образом, 28 пусков в мире было обеспечено с применением двигателей НПО «Энергомаш». Это 22,5% пусков ракет в мире. Мы сохранили свои позиции как на внутреннем нашем российском рынке, так и на международном. Во-вторых, в 2021 году закончилось формирование интегрированной структуры ракетного двигателестроения. Последнее предприятие конструкторского бюро химического машиностроения имени Исаева было включено в контур интегрированной структуры. Таким образом, закончилось создание интегрированной структуры по корпоративным признакам. Началась реализация уже мероприятий, направленных на оптимизацию предприятий внутри этого объединения. В 2021 году мы провели первые испытания двигателя РД-171МВ, предназначенного для перспективной ракеты «Союз-5». Все эти испытания прошли успешно, чем в очередной раз подтвердили возможности наших конструкторов по созданию двигателей надежных, современных, с теми характеристиками, которые требуют от нас заказчик. И в 2021 году уже был поставлен первый двигатель для проведения стендовых испытаний. В рамках конкурса «Молодые профессионалы Роскосмоса», который проводился в 2021 году, 5 наших специалистов получили медали, заняли призовые места, что, в общем, тоже для нас очень важно. Если говорить про интегрированную структуру, то, конечно, сегодня одна из наиболее важных задач – это развитие кооперации внутри холдинга, то есть создание загрузки для всех предприятий, входящих в контур интегрированной структуры. И это касается не только производственной деятельности, это касается и взаимодействия бюро, организации совместной работы по ключевым проектам по созданию новых образцов двигателей. Кроме этого, конечно, очень важным для нас является формирование внутренней культуры, внутри интегрированной структуры, которая позволит более ответственно уже относиться к нашему персоналу отчетливо понимать свои задачи. Кроме этого, мы считаем необходимым сегодня совершенствование той нормативной базы, которая сегодня существует на предприятиях, создание единых стандартов по отдельным направлениям деятельности, которые имеют ключевое значение для всех предприятий. Если говорить об НПО «Энергомаш», то, Конечно, для нас наиболее важными проектами являются поставка двигателя
I'm not sure,
RD-171
Signer.
МВ уже для летных испытаний, для ракеты-носителя «Союз-5» и завершение создания
Soyuz
конструкторской
5.
документации по двигателю RD-191М для усовершенствованной версии ракеты-носителя «Ангара» в рамках проекта АМУ. Сегодня эта работа проводится, и я уверен, что мы в следующем году справимся со своими задачами.
Dude, there's so much good stuff in here. That's what I wanted to see. Look at that. That's the distribution manifold for an RD-171. Look at milled aluminum that's welded, that's TIG welded. See that? That's really cool. So on the RD-171, you have one big power pack. And that big power pack splits 4 ways, and the power pack actually shoots upwards, right? So the power pack's in the center of the 4 nozzles, right? LOX and kerosene get fed from 2 different directions, and they go into the bottom of the power pack, and then they go up. They go up, and then they turn around in these manifolds, and they hit the injector plates right here. But it's oxygen-rich, so this is an extremely oxygen-rich mixture going through here. So, and then they hit it with kerosene over here again, which is really, really cool. That's really sweet. Date on the screen is 2013. Yeah, that's right. I didn't notice that. That's probably titanium. Yeah, whatever it is, it's milled. And it looks expensive, Signer. Yeah, you're probably right. I just want to point out that there's literally a bunch of combustion chamber throats and nozzles literally stacked on the wall over there. Just want to point that out. Yeah. Yeah, see, they build them upside down. What is this? Experimental? Huh. Oh, an NK-33. Oh, cool. It's not an experimental, it's an NK-33. An NK-33 AS. Wonder what that thing's doing. NK-33 engines are pretty cool. I wonder what they're doing with that thing. Also,
провели первые испытания двигателя.
So, guys, the reason why the flames look so weird from this footage of the RD-171 firing, the flames are like, it's because they're spraying water around each one of the nozzles. The nozzles, that's not actually the nozzle, it's back here. See, the nozzle is in here. Upside down makes more sense, as in the same direction of force. You'll get no argument from me, Drianos. How long until they can move past individually hand building them? What's wrong with hand building rocket engines? Most rocket engines are hand built like that, Sile. What do you think? Rockets are made on an assembly line? No. No. It's not like a conveyor belt, dude. They don't. That doesn't work that way. Not the Russians do that. We don't. Elon's trying to do that. And that's one of the problems. He said that could increase SpaceX's probability of failure. Elon's trying to build a moving assembly line for rocket engines. I don't know how the hell he's going to do that. The NK-33 is used on the 2-1V together with the 4 verniers. That's right, Thomas. Yep. With rockets, yeah. I'm not sure we'd ever get to a point like that, but... Yeah, Merlins are all handmade. RL-10s, handmade. Shuttle engines, handmade. I mean, different parts are machined, but I should say hand-assembled. That's the right way to say it. But yes, everyone does that. That's kind of industry standard. That's the problem that SpaceX, that's the problem that Elon's trying to solve. He's trying to figure out a way to make because you have to hand assemble these things, right? He's trying to make a production line for rockets. That's a very, very, very difficult thing to do. It's never been done. No one's ever made these things on an assembly line. Автометни Yeskoru. Automated system. Yeah, that's right. Put the engines on conveyors and just build them, Kappa. Yep. So you see, there's your power packs. I think. Pressure. What is that? Devnirya. Automatic pressure regulation system. Okay, so I got the first two words. I'm just curious. I'm just peeping this, dude. I'm trying to figure out what all this says. Devilnia. I was close, man. I'm getting there. We're making progress. Well, this is pressure regulating. This is the deviance in regulated pressure right here. That's what I'm guessing. And then your pressure indicators must be here, I think. These are the monitors. These ViewSonic monitors were in the test chamber. So they're tested. That was during a test. They're testing something. Hang on. Yeah, just look at. They got them all up on shelves. Oh my goodness. What are they pouring here? They're smelting something. Huh. Soup? Yeah. Dude, look at the turbo. Oh. Look at the turbo pump housing. That is. Oh. Ooh, I like that. That's very nice. That's very nice. That is very visually appealing. Oh, that's so nice. Throw that on the F-250. I don't know what I'd do with a turbo pump housing because the turbine machinery isn't in it, but... I'm gonna learn Russian with you. Tovarish? Yeah, I don't know what that means, but alright. Yeah, the weather isn't good. It's too cold in Florida. Yeah, see these monitors here. These ViewSonics are in the test stand. They're in the test chamber. They were looking at those two monitors before. You don't know Tovarish? No? Look at all the CRTs. Yeah, the test stand looks like it's from 1991, doesn't it? Funny story. It's comrade. Oh, the most important word. You know what? I actually did not know that. Okay, sweet. People just heard a sonic boom over the Space Coast. The X-37B also just made a pass over Florida. How? I don't know. Why change what works? Yeah, it's kind of because they can't, but... Well, stuff's changing soon. What is this guy doing? They probably review things like that on a 10-year basis. I mean, to be fair, Tim, most of NASA's equipment, if you look at mission control, those monitors are, I mean, old NASA was using 4.3 monitors well into the mid-20 teens. Yeah, look at that. Look at they're moving the gimbal. Do you know what the funny thing is, though, about... I don't know if that guy is manually regulating the pressure with this turning thing. Just look at your mission control. This style of mission control was in, like, basically till the end of the shuttle program, so like 2011. Yeah, 4 to 3 monitors, dude, in 2011. Am I right? 4 to 3 monitors in 2011. All right. So, I don't know if this guy is manually adjusting the hydraulic pressure, but... So, check that out. They're wiggling one of the nozzles on the RD-171. What's crazy about this is that you can tell that this is not... They're not generating a lot of hydraulic pressure. So, I don't know if it's electro-hydraulic or whatever, but they're moving it slow. Which means they don't have full power to this thing. It's just kind of these things can move as fast as Raptors. They can move really, really quickly. That looked like a vacuum test stand. Let's see. Oh, frick me, dude. Look at that. We watched one of these things go off the other day. Yeah, who can tell me what type of motor that is? I know what type of motor it is just by looking at the turbine machinery. It is Smexy, yeah. It's a 180. Yep, that's an Atlas V engine. Guys, yeah, Atlas V motor. It's half of an RD-170. Seriously, they just took an RD-170, they made the power pack a little bit smaller, and they cut it in half, and that's it. Kerosene inlet right there, LOX inlet on the left. You see the bigger part of the LOX inlet on the left is the pre-burner, because it's an oxygen-rich stage combustion. Fuel goes in here. And see, they feed from the bottom going up, down in this picture. See, there's a picture of an Atlas V right there. Actually, that's an Atlas III. Because that's Complex 36. Huh, okay. Yeah, they use the same engine. It doesn't matter. Yeah. That's really... whoa, wait a minute. This guy. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? That looks like it. Freaking unicorn of Russian engines right there. Apparently people around Titusville just heard a sonic boom. I wonder if the X-37 is home. It might be an NK-33 core. It's possible. Let me look. I thought it was that. The unicorn, man. The frickin' unicorn, man. You know what we should do? You know what would be a really cool idea? We should take those and put those on SLS. Actually, it's really not a bad idea. Enjoying the 2 feet of snow? No. But Rule 8, yeah. That would, oh, dude, that's actually a perfect application, man. But then the RS-25s can go into museums where they belong, damn it. That's actually a really good idea. American astronauts on American rocket from American soil with Russian engines. Whatever. Hey, Dmitry wants to be an equal partner. That would be a really good way to do that. Just saying. Just putting it out there, bro. Wouldn't that be... Dude, in some timeline, that actually is what's going on. So, guys, that's Energia's core stage engine. That was basically the Soviet Union's equivalent to the shuttle motor. But because Energia was expendable and the shuttle, you know, the engines flew on the shuttle in the American space shuttle, those engines are designed to be discarded. They're one use. They're like a one-use shuttle motor. So they're literally, and they're hydrolocks too, and they're really good engines for what they are. They're really light because they're not designed to be reused. So it's kind of like, that is kind of like an RS-68, but those engines are cryogenically cooled. So it's all the pluses of the RS-68 and all the pluses of the shuttle engine kind of all in. That's the perfect engine for SLS, damn it. Oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. Yep, that's a little frustrating. That thing is literally perfect for SLS. All right, Firework. See you, buddy. Hey, I was looking for you in Minecraft today. Did I miss you? Because you still want to build something, right? Put them on a HOTOL where they belong. Word. Okay, cool. We'll talk. That's annoying. That's annoying. Can I just look at the specs for the RD-0120 just for a moment? Let me see something here. What are we talking about here? How much thrust do you make? 1900. 455, 353, 353 sea level, 455, and 1500. It's underpowered. It's underpowered comparatively. The shuttle engines make a little more oomph than that. Damn it. You could probably stretch it. You could probably stretch the design. That's like, I'm serious, that's the perfect engine for it, dude. It's really annoying, actually. Because check this out, guys. Here, let me find the right picture. These are the Energia core stage engines. They're literally already designed to work in tandem next to each other. Here, Energia's right there. Ready? Look. You see the four of them right there? They're supposed to be like that. That's really, really freaking annoying. I would vote for a non-hydrogen first stage. Well, these would be taking the place of the RS-25Es. That would be a really good way to do that. Probably a little bit less expensive than messing with RS-25s, but whatever. Whatever, it is what it be. Wouldn't that have been something? That would have been really nice. Anyway, yeah, that looks like one right there, but it doesn't have the coverings on the sides. For the uninitiated, why are these better than the RS-25? Zaven, they're not. They're not. From a technical standpoint, the RS-25s make more thrust, they're more efficient, and they're reusable. The thing about that, Zaven, is that when you have a engine that makes more thrust, that's reusable, when you put it on an expendable rocket and toss it into the ocean, it's kind of annoying. The reason why those 0120s would be a good application for SLS, not so much the space shuttle. No. The RS-25s are good for the space shuttle because that's what it used, right? It would be good because they're expendable. Those RD-0120s are designed to be expended every flight, so they're not designed to be reusable. So the engines ended up being a lot lighter. So they, despite not making as much thrust and decent enough efficiency, they're super freaking light. And the name of the game is reducing mass with a rocket. Bandit, I got the timing up. We good. Yeah, no, you don't need to keep it. I can see what's going on over there, dude. I have the timing up. See? we got the timing up, boy. Yeah, I mean, Zaven, we already use Russian engines. I mean, we're trying to stray away from that after some stuff went down a little while ago. Let's just leave it at that. If you're curious, but so see that, dude. The thing is, man, like, as messed up as this is gonna sound, like, dude, don't get me wrong. We have really good engines. We make good engines over here. Raptor, Merlin engine, like SpaceX makes some good engines. But if you're comparing, like, I don't think SpaceX is a good comparison to the Russian motors because there's not a lot of development since the Soviet Union collapsed. There hasn't been a lot of development on Russian engines. But, dude, if you compare, like, engines at the time, so, like, take, like, 1991, compare what the Soviet Union has and compare what the Americans have. I will say this till I'm blue in the face. The Russians make better first stage engines. They do. It's true because we still use one on Atlas V. Atlas V still has an RD-180 flying with it, and it has for like 20 years. The Russians make better first stage engines than we do. However, we make better second stage engines than they do. Their second stage engines are terrible. Our second stage engines are sweet. RL-10s, RS-25s, J2s. We make really good upper stage engines. But the Russians make very good first stage engines. So, it's funny because if you take the best of both worlds, and you combine them, you have a Russian first stage with an American second stage, you get quite literally one of the most capable launch vehicles ever devised by man, which I think is hilarious. Alice is the best of both worlds. That's why that rocket is cool, because it has a great Russian first stage engine and a very good American second stage engine. It's literally the best. They're better because they're hydrolocks. Yeah, Kem, exactly. The U.S. we decided to go and mess with hydrogen in the 60s. And you guys decided to mess with the stage combustion cycle instead. So, like, it's just differential paths. But once again, could the Soviet Union have made a good hydrolocks engine? Sure. They were working on it. That's what the RD-0120 is. Simultaneously, could we make a good first stage engine? Our first stage engines weren't bad. The F1 engines from the Saturn V were pretty freaking good. Those are pretty good first stage engines. Yeah, they worked on the oxygen-rich stage combustion cycle instead. Yeah. Stage combustion was a Russian idea, guys. Yeah, funny story. I know about the 0146, Synerd, yeah. So, it's fun. It's funny because if you take the best of both worlds, you get Atlas V. And that's what Atlas V is. It's a really good rocket. Very, very capable. Yeah, the Russians didn't like the attachable boosters. And crafted handmade, each F1 was unique. That's very interesting. Yeah, Cam, yeah, because... I mean, like, I don't think the tooling for that existed. I think the only solution was to make them handmade. The funny thing is, you're going to hear some RL-10s are still handmade. Yeah, true story. They're just now switching over to 3D printed components for the RL-10, like just now. For like 60 years, the RL-10 was handmade. Hey, Luke, what's going on? I'm a fan of the LR-87. LR-87s are good motors. Yeah, Rocket Guy, you know you broke the mold with the design when you can take Hydrolocks, Carolocks, and Hypergalls and put it through the same engine, and it takes it just fine. They did that, guys. The Titan first stage engines started as Carolocks engines, the LR-87s, on a Titan 1. It started as kerosene in liquid oxygen. And then they switched it to NTO and Aerozine 50 for the Titan 2, Hypergalls. And then they tested it with Hydrolocks later in the 60s. The LR-87 is one of the only rocket engines to ever run on 3 different types of fuel. That's not a thing. that is not a thing nowadays. Which is actually really neat. I thought that was really cool. What fuel do you want to use? Yes. Why didn't we just modify the Atlas V to have the same capability that SLS has? Fireworks, saying that would be like me saying I'm going to modify my F-250 to pull a semi-truck trailer. Doesn't work that way. Heavier payloads, man. Could my truck pull a semi-truck trailer? I suppose with a 5th wheel? Yeah. But you'd really want a semi-truck for that, don't you think? Finish, you got a Terpsky on your shirt there. Hell yeah, brother, I do. Fun fact, the 0146 has the possibility of going on Vega C as an evolutionary program with it running methane. It's kind of weird how everything, after the Cold War, everything got all mixed up. And actually, Cam, I'll tell everybody this just because, you know who invented methane rockets? Soviet Union. They were messing with them in the late 80s. Light years before the Raptor ever existed. In real trucking, it isn't what you can pull, it's what you can stop. I think my truck would have trouble pulling an empty semi-truck trailer, you know? It's just not designed for that. It's a 3/4 ton truck. You don't pull like a 2-ton trailer with a 3/4 ton truck. You need a 2-ton truck for that. That's why the name, the numbers, they kind of, yeah. Anyway. Good talk about engines, guys. Let's see what's going on down in Boca Chica, and we'll go from there. You can do it. It just won't be happy. Yeah, right? Just like Atlas V, it was trying to move like an EUS on top. It probably wouldn't be happy. However, Atlas V has a configuration that's never flown, but is possible to do. There was a version of Atlas V that still exists that ULA has the tooling for, but they won't. It was redundant at the time. It's never launched in this configuration, but one of these things is not like the others. What kind of engine do you think we should use in order to explore beyond our solar system? Nuclear. Atlas V in the 500 series configuration has a heavy launch vehicle configured with three Atlas V core stages strapped together. And you know it would work because the RD-180 can deep throttle because oxygen-rich stage combustion. So you can deep throttle this thing. Putting hypergulls in Titan II was a smart move. As it turns out, there's not much room to store LOX in an underground silo, and LOX doesn't store well for extended periods of time. Yeah, I know, Green. Funny how that works. It's a pretty smart idea. And then they moved to solids by the end of the 60s, because that's an even smarter idea. So, yeah, that would have... like I said, ULA has the tooling to do this. They could do it. The pads and the mobile launchers have the hookups for them. They built it in. Just like, I mean, guys, there's versions of Atlas that haven't launched ever in 20 years of Atlas flights. Heck, SF8 was the 511 configuration. That configuration never saw the light of day until a couple weeks ago. Payload capability? I don't know. I would guess it's probably something along the lines of Angara, Vasia, because it's basically an Angara with a freaking Centaur stage on top of it, which is... I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't want that. That would be very nice. that would be very nice. I want that. Yes, let's take that. I mean, here, let's see. So we have the heavy configuration. Heavy configuration with a dual engine Centaur can move 30 tons into LEO. That's, dude. That is no joke, man. That's really good. Yo, 30 tons. That's 66,000 pounds, guys. That's a... Dude, it can move a tank into space. Oh, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we... Tori, please do this. They never built a pad that could accept the heavy, right? Yeah, Sebi, it's funny you should mention that. Well, Vasya, the thing is that Delta IV and Atlas V were two competing corporations vying for defense contracts in the 90s, and then because of the dot-com bubble burst, the launch market collapsed, and they ended up consolidating it for that and a couple of other reasons into ULA. That's how ULA came about. So they operated Atlas and Delta as redundant dissimilar architecture. But when Atlas V and Delta IV were designed to compete against each other, yeah, it's designed to be, better capability than Delta IV Heavy, which it is by about 5 tons. But Sevi, it's funny you should mention that. So let's go in here. Let's take a look. Sevi, look at the flame trench. Now, keep in mind it has the cover over it so you don't fall in it. Look at the flame trench. That's about 3 CCBs wide, isn't it? Sebi, it's built for it. You know why it's built for it? Because this is a Titan pad. It's a Titan 3 pad, which had those big SRBs on the side. Yeah. The flame trench is built for it. Yeah. Yeah, Delta... I mean, Vasi, the thing is that Delta's a good rocket, too. It really is. Hydrolock's top and bottom is kind of... eh. But RS-68s are really good engines, man. It's a shame that RS-68s are pretty much toast. They're pretty much done. I should check out Atlas Phase 2. I'm going to go ahead and guess that Thomas is linking it up now. And Sebi, the other thing is that you can go looking. The mobile launcher that they built for Atlas V is designed for heavy. It has the hookups for it. They just don't hook them up. And the mobile launcher is configurable like Falcon 9's reaction frame. So if you want to launch heavy, you take pieces off and put other pieces on. They built it the same way, and it is configurable for it, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and that is right from John Gadarowski. John Gadarowski is he's not a launch director. He is the guy that was in charge of converting Slick 41 to accept Atlas and Vulcan. So he engineered the damn launch pad. You can follow him on Twitter. John's cool, man. And yeah, Vasya, that's what they had planned with it. See, existing pad and infrastructure, Phase 1. Oh, wide body Centaur. No way. Oh. What the frick is this? What are you going to do with that? Yeah, I'll just take this one or this one. This one would be fine. I'll take 3 Atlas cores with a Vulcan core on top. That's fine. What? Why? I mean... Look at the 8.4 meter 5-core Atlas. Yeah, I see that over there. 54 to 140 metric tons. With an 8.4 meter fairing, guys, that's SLS capability over there. That's, all right. Yeah, look at this one, Rocket Guy. 40, Yeah, that's SLS capability over there. All right. So there's that. Look, it's funny how Phase 2 is basically Vulcan. Seriously, ULA has been planning to do this for a long time. What is this? That's an old poster from Lockheed Martin about Atlas V scalability, so where you could go with Atlas V based off of its configurability, which is actually really cool. Hashtag when? I mean, guys, Vulcan is going to be a very, very, very good rocket, for what it's worth. Sunset in Daytona is very pretty. Do we have this? Did freaking NBC bring the stupid stream back up or what? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, that's Florida sunsets, man. Sevy, Florida sunsets in the winter are really nice, but it's usually not as cold as it is there usually. Usually the winter time doesn't go below like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, so like what is that in centigrade, like 15 C or something? It really does not get cold there. It's 36 right now. Jeez, Rocket Guy. You don't want to know how cold it is here. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I'm currently buried under 2 feet of snow. Tell me? Why? So you can laugh at it and be like, comrade, it's colder here. So it is 14 Fahrenheit. 14 Fahrenheit, minus 10 C. You're nice, balmy 18. Wow, I'm kind of jelly. Yeah, minus 10. Minus 10 is not too cold. That's not bad. That's not bad, but it's snowing like crazy. It's still snowing. It's been snowing since last night. Like, easily over 24 hours straight. Yeah, and it's windy. That's right. Yeah, the winds are 18 miles an hour. Yeah. That's summer in Siberia. Come on now. Yeah, I know. I don't see any snow. Where is it? I'm hiding it so you don't have to see it. Anyway, let's get to the Starship footage and go. It is floating. Yeah, and the storm's just kind of staying right over Boston, too. That reminds me, I got to talk briefly to the 24-hour Rolex Ferrari team at a local coffee shop yesterday. No way, Rocket. Summer in Siberia is actually like plus 30 C. Yeah. Huh. I mean, Kim, don't get me wrong. It's not the coldest, but it ain't Russia cold, but it's pretty freaking cold. And the snow and the wind, dude. I'm telling you, it here, guys, it's not snowing down. It's not snowing sideways. It's snowing up. I looked out the window before I started streaming. The snow was going up. I'm like, huh. All right. Yeah, no. We got some Severnaya conditions for the GoldenEye fans. You remember Severnaya in GoldenEye where the radar station is? It's time for us to migrate south. All right, Geek. Tell Ewok to convince Brimo to do that, okay? I don't know, Kuro, maybe. I'll get on that? Alright. West Coast, Best Coast. Yeah, enjoy your earthquakes. Chevy owners. I don't know. Yeah, cooking, it's not the best. Rowdy, that's your truck? Oh, yeah? You sure? Oh, nice. Huh. There's that cargo door pathfinder. Has there been any release from SpaceX when Starship full stack launch might happen? Net February 28th. Owning a Chevy truck at EJ chat. Oh, boo. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm a Ford guy. I like busting Chevy guys' balls. It's fun because they do the same to me. So I dish it right back. That wasn't a bad truck. It was cool, but I mean, yeah, not my style, but cool. Yeah, Forge. That's what I've been hearing. Looks like the X-37 landed. Someone made an animation of this door, of the cargo door. Let me see. Is this the Marcus House video? No, Ryan Hansen Space. Let me see. Yeah. See, this has always been my thing, dude. This has always been my thing here. If the payload bay door opens like this, you're going to have a lot of trouble trying to slide something in here. You know? Yeah, how you going to get payloads in there? I mean, yeah, I don't know. But that does look like what SpaceX is planning to do, to be honest with you. Something like that L-frame you had in KSP? Yeah, maybe. Why not upwards? How do you move stuff on the moon? Yeah, Kim, I think you might be right. I think it might shift upwards, and it might... Guys, okay. The more and more this is a good design. I think that Ryan did an awesome job here. I'm going to post this in chat so you guys can see it. If it opened from the top, you could integrate a crane into it. Bingo. There's a render that SpaceX did a little while back. There's a render that SpaceX did a little while back of a door that actually opens up like this. I mean, I still will say till I'm blue in the face that that shuttle payload bay doors would probably be a better application here. But I mean, I clearly don't know better than SpaceX, you know. I'm trying to find that picture. Here we go. There we go. I found it. I needed to tweak the search a little bit. Fellas, I'm thinking something like this probably wouldn't be the worst idea. I don't think this is what makes sense. You know, when this door opens up into its open position, because everything's made out of stainless steel, it's super strong, and you can kind of pop it open and then use the other side as the elevator, which is actually really neat. Stormwork was releasing its next major update at 1700 on the 3rd of February. You reckon you check it out? Yeah, probably. It's a bridge crane hired. Yeah, it becomes the bridge crane. Exactly. I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what SpaceX is going to do. I think they're making a bridge crane. And it's going to have an elevator down on the side. And the elevator will be one of the doors that open up. Because nothing up here needs to be structural. It doesn't need to be structural. And see, what Ryan did here... What Ryan did here seems to almost be this. You know what I mean? Anyway. I've seen that. Yeah, Goalie, I saw it. But can Starship stay straight with the payload on the side, especially with the moon soil not being very solid? Well, the lunar lander, Kem, is going to have the wide legs on it, so or at least I think it is. I don't know. There's the tracking antenna. Yeah. Whoops. Seems like those boys didn't know how to drive in the snow. Oh, what are they working on here? So how's the pad doing? It's doing okay. I'm just looking around to see if there's any, you know, like smoke coming from an area, like a different area or something. We haven't really seen many big changes to it, Kem, since they lifted the mass simulators up, but who knows? Yeah, that's coming out of the orbital launch pad. Looks like they're getting ready to float at the tower? Yeah, maybe, but... I don't know, man. So the entirety of page 2 is false, right? Let me see. What is this? Well, yeah, this is an older, this is a way older thing. Yeah, I don't think the chopper fairing is a thing anymore. I think Ryan's on the right track with this, to be honest. See all the scaffolding, though, that's still on this thing? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's way less scaffolding than was there previously, right? But there still is a little bit of scaffolding up there, which tells me that they're trying to figure some stuff out. Why not something like the shuttle payload bay? That's honestly what I'm asking. I mean, keep in mind that thing is just a Pathfinder. They're just messing with things. I still think shuttle payload bay doors are the most space efficient design, but you gotta remember that those doors, we gotta remember, guys, those doors need to be able to open in gravity. They need to be able to open in gravity. There's no way Starship is going to have a mechanism on board. And this is how I kind of knew that the chopper fairing was kind of ridiculous. Starship is going to be a point-to-point vehicle. It's designed to be turned around really quick. You don't have a payload bay where you need a crane to open up the stupid payload bay door, let alone put a payload into it, right? You don't need a... if you need a crane to open up the fairing, SpaceX would never do that. That doesn't make sense with what Starship's goals are, right? Well, Snoodle, if they had a radial payload ejector, yeah, sure, why not? So the doors have to be able to open up by themselves. So shuttle doors that are stacked vertically would be easier to open up. And then when you're up in space, it's no problem. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's why I've always been like, dude, I don't think they're going to do that. But what do I know? Heat exchanger is working. Or wouldn't rolling doors work? I don't know. Future Starship isn't going to look like that. Well, maybe. Who did that drawing, Forge? Where are you getting that from? Yeah, but it's specifically designed to work like an airplane, Fluffy Cloud. They want the turnaround times of an airplane. But you might be right. Who knows? Why not a crane? I mean, the other thing is that there are some cargo planes that have a crane built in. An Antonov 124 has a gantry crane built overhead on purpose. And when they extend the rear doors out, it can take payload out of the payload bay and put it in the back of the plane. Seriously. Look. See? There's a gantry crane built into the back of an Antonov 124, and it can slide back and forth inside of the payload bay. So, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, I'll meet you halfway and say that I think Starship's going to have its own onboard crane. Just like the space shuttle had an onboard remote manipulator system, right? Same kind of idea. The shuttle had a... What the hell is that? The shuttle had a construction crane installed on it, but it was a construction crane that really only worked up there, right? Yeah, it's cold, Sebby. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. The built-in crane makes sense since they got funding from whoever it was for humanitarian drop ships. United States Transportation Command, Finn. Yeah. You alive? Yeah. Yeah, just, That just popped up. The meme lord himself just punched that one in. True Romance is a good flick, man. There's Debo doing his thing. He got his partner, man, which is pretty cool. True Romance stock is going up. Well, it's a movie. It's a movie with Christian Slater and Christopher Walken, and what was the name of the woman in that movie? Patricia Arquette, I think. I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but how much snow do you guys have? You know what? I'll go check. Everybody's been asking me. So, Rogue, we're at the end of Space News. I'll be right back 1 second. Let me go take a look. Okie dokie. I'd say we're at probably at like 18 inches right now. 18, 20, somewhere around there. I mean, I just went outside and looked real quick, but some of the snow hasn't been shoveled, so send me some pictures. Did you get your pizza? No, Brimo didn't want it. What's that in centimeters? I don't. My brain is toast, dude. I can't do math right now. About 50 centimeters. 45, 50, somewhere around there. You have more snow than Russia right now? Yeah, we got wailed on, Kim. It was pretty bad. Well, yeah, it's no problem. No problem. All right, so I think that's it for the space news today, guys. Yeah, the launch got scrubbed and derp. Yeah, kind of sucks, but hey, whatever. I will be around for the launch tomorrow. Well, actually, I don't know for sure. You know what I might end up doing, guys, is streaming from. Actually, you know what? If okay, so football is happening tomorrow during the launch, and I like it's playoff football, and I like football. Yes, you can shun me for liking sports. I get it. Everybody's a nerd here. Whatever. if I do end up going, I usually go over and watch football with my dad. And if I do that, I'll stream from the garage. I still have my streaming setup set up over there, so. Take a look for us. Let's Go Mobile. So who are we playing today in Hearts of Iron 4? I wanted to keep going with Japan. Oh, do you pick spare me? Dude, you know what one of my bone to picks with sports lately is? I noticed that like different sporting organizations like the NFL, baseball, hockey, it's especially with the NFL. You say stat that, right? Like the sports get all hung up in the like probabilities and you know, like statistics of the sport and stuff, and honestly, it's just annoying. It's just annoying. I don't need to know the last time this guy stubbed his toe when he ran this play at this stadium at this temperature. Like, to be like 100% honest, you know, I don't know the most about rocket science, not even close, right? But I know enough to know, and I know enough about engineering to know when you should get hung up in the minutia of things, like, and when you shouldn't, right? Like, not everything needs to be under a magnifying glass, and not every single statistic in football, even the ones that are irrelevant to winning the game, are analyzed. And, you know, people, stat this, and, you know, this guy has run 30 steps in the last, you know, blah, blah. Like, that actually is annoying. It's annoying how they try to metricize everything. Like, everything is about the stats and this and this. It's freaking annoying. I actually can't stand it, because we deal with doing stuff and dealing with things like here on the stream, like with rockets and Kerbal and whatever, like where you have to get into the numbers. You have to, because it won't work, right? Seeing that same logic applied to entertainment is kind of annoying. Yeah, you guys think the analytics are going over? Yeah, the AWS predictions for F1 are crap and ruin some of this. Yeah, it's so freaking annoying, dude. But how much is my dislike of that practice? In percentages, 154%. Yeah, no. I spent 2 days trying to defend as France versus Germany. Truly horrifying to see them attack on every position. Yeah, right? Yeah, dude, I can't even imagine. I can't stand when a fielder checks their stat card at every batter. Oh, it's so annoying, dude. All right, cool. That's not just me, huh? All right, good. Watch it. As an Amazon employee, AWS is the stat that. Dude, yeah, I know. But they're using neural nets to compute statistics that are totally irrelevant to the sport. Blame it on fantasy football? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Dude, when the announcers go off with that stuff, I just kind of ignore them. I mute the TV. I just want to watch the game. It's entertainment, man. It's sport. It doesn't need to be analyzed like that, unless you're a coach, in which case you're not looking at these stats anyway. You know, like, it's very annoying. But anyway, let's jump into Hearts of Iron, dudes. Let's see how far we get. My head is bumping.